Hi guys, it's Blackie and welcome back to the channel. Well, a lot of things have happened in a very short amount of time, so let me bring you up to date. I had my gathering, and that was a week and a half, almost 2 weeks of busy getting it set up, doing the actual gathering. Then I got home, and then I left the very next Thursday morning. I got home on late Saturday night, and Thursday morning is when I had to leave out going to the Rewild Outdoors, which I spoke of. And then I got back from the Rewild, and then I was going to Georgia Bushcraft. Now the plan was I was going to go up there and camp, but Mrs. Blackie, having done without me now for basically 3 weeks, she mentioned that A, my birthday was Thursday, B, the family was planning on taking me out on Saturday, C, she had heard these names like Dave Canterbury, Kevin Baxter, Paul Christopher, Becky Christopher, G, you know, all these people that I've spoke of going to these events, meeting, and she hadn't never met them. And she would like to one day meet them. So, thinking about that, I said, well, would you like to go up for a day trip? We'll just go up for the day, and you can meet everybody right quick. Won't spend a lot of time, we'll just go up there and bounce up and back. And she said yes. Well, you got to understand, it was a 6.5 hour drive up. We spent 2 hours on site and a 6.5 hour drive back. So yeah, that was a 13 hours of driving or 2 hours of visitation. Totally worth it. Got to see a lot of great people. Got to bring a wedding present to one of the people, and to bring a couple of special tokens to people because I appreciate them. While I was there, I got a few things too. We were doing a little bit of shopping, a little bit of talking, etc. And I want to share with you some of the things I got. Now, one of the things I got is Mr. Paul Christopher was very kind to give me this because it's right at the 1 year anniversary of me having a stroke. And so he wanted to give me this. This will be going up on the wall in my study. Thank you very much, sir. I do greatly appreciate that. Another thing was they had a Georgia forestry individual there who was giving out notebooks and various things. Just a second, I know I put it in here, let me find it. Well, where did you put it, Blackie? There it is. Alrighty, set that down. I had quick tip, I take these really heavy socks, and if you got to carry mason jars of preserves or something like that, I took some pickles and preserves up to the gathering to give to friends. Put them into a pair of heavy socks like that, just slide it in and then double it back over again and make a nice insulator, keep from getting busted in handling. Just a quick tip of trick. So anyway, the guy at the Georgia Bushcraft was giving away cool little notebooks free to whoever wanted one from the Georgia Forestry Commission, as well as this little kit that had triple antibiotic, ointment, cleaning, etc. Little first aid type kit, self-aid. Thought that was pretty cool. And also, you'll be seeing it in an upcoming video, a gentleman gave me a demonstration of, he's thinking about people with arthritic hands, the silver wolves and stuff like that. And so he's came up with a small fire kit for that. And one of the things is this little bitty fire gel he's got, looks kind of like peanut butter. And he's came up with a thing with matches. Now he's going to be doing a video on it. And when he gets that video done of demonstrating, he's going to send it to me and I'm going to share it with you guys. But I think it'd be a really good thing for the silver wolves that's got hand problems to have something that'd be easily grasped and easy to get a fire going with. So I'll be passing that on at a later date. Now, shopping. Back three years ago, I guess it was, when me and Dan Lutz were up at the Georgia Bushcraft. I ran into Rooster of Council Tool Company. There's their logo right there. And he had a display only of one of these axes. This is called the Flying Fox. It's a good, like a two pound head, something like that. Got a really good feel to it. Look how nice and thin that edge is. This is a felling type, limbing, and we want to cut deep and clean. This is not necessarily a splitter, but it would split like stuff. But you got to remember, that head right there, I would slice in really good. There's a good side profile and another side profile. And that's handle. It's called the Flying Fox. It's about a little longer than from about your fingertips to your elbow in length. I like this. I wanted one of these back then, but he didn't have any for sale. Well, this time Rooster did, and I got me one. So you'll be seeing this in some upcoming videos. Yes, I still love my kukri, but dang, you know, man, that's just sexy right there. And there are times when an axe is better than a kukri, and there are times when a kukri is better than an axe. We'll talk about that in an upcoming video, but I really like that. Next, I went by the Pathfinder table. Dave Canterbury and them were set up. They had been set up down at Rewild Outdoors vending, and that's where I got the lid to my, y'all got, excuse me, my skillet is a little bit dirty still because I used it and I have not got around to cleaning it yet. Bad on Blackie, but that's just the way life is when you're moving fast in the fast lane. So this is the 8-inch case hardened skillet he offers. While I was down there in Georgia, he's got lids for them. It fits perfect on there. I mean, perfect little seal and everything. So that makes it something that I can use A, as a cover, B, as a plate to eat out of, C, remember in one of my first videos I did with this, I showed how you could reverse this bale and hang it. Okay, to use it like a little light pot or something like that. So, if you will collapse the handles in, turn them upside down, you can put the handles back into the holes. And now it locks in the up position. And if you'll slide this little spreader back down there pretty snug, now you've got a hanging pot. Okay. Well, when I put the lid on it and I put my lid up there like that, I found out that's how tight it fits. It actually seals that lid on there. And I got to thinking, I wonder if I could steam rice in that now. We're going to try that in an upcoming video. That's going to be an experiment. I don't know how it's going to work, but you're going to be there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some beef stock or some chicken stock in here. I'm going to bring it up to a good hard rolling boil, and then I'm going to stir in my rice, and I'm going to cook it for like 5 minutes. And I'm going to set it off the heat, slap the lid on, and lock the handle like this to hold that pressure on there and keep this lid from just being pushed up easily by steam pressure, because if it will hold its own weight like that, it'll handle what I'm doing. And then see if we can steam some rice a little bit. That would be cool. Like I said, I got that at the Rewild. Well, while I was up at Georgia Bushcraft, I found the plate they sell. These plates are like, I think it was like $8, right? And that plate drops inside that skillet, perfect size, and the lid will fit on it at the same time. Now there's a little, I'd say about like a ½ inch gap between this and the top, and so I'm wondering, because you see it's kind of a little bit rebated, I'm wondering if I could put me a little wire trivet or something to lift this up off the bottom, if I could bake in this that way. Could I put my, let's say, cornbread in here, set it in there and have it like a ½ inch off the bottom, then put this lid on like that, lock it down tight like that, where you see it supporting itself just by the lid, and then start with the heat underneath, and then after a few minutes move the heat to the outside ring of it, and finally put some coals in it. So like for the first 5 minutes, have the heat underneath to heat the pan up, get it good and hot. Get that cooking. Then after like 5 minutes, move the heat to an outer ring, leaving the center to keep it from burning. Then after 5 minutes, move it out to the outer and add heat to the top. And then after 5 more minutes, remove the ring and put all of that up here on the top and heat it up. Could I bake cornbread in this like that? We're going to find out. I mentioned this to Dave about it locking on. He said, neat idea, but he's interested to see what I can come up with. I don't know what I can come up with yet, but you're going to be there. So that's going to be in some upcoming cooking videos. All in all, I'm very happy for a little 2-hour jaunt up there, so to speak. So, there is going to be Dutch oven cooking up this week. What we're going to do is we're going to take canned ham, something that you see all the time. They're cheap, they're portable, and they're good to carry in a camp box. And we're going to dress it up with onions and garlic and butter. I'm going to show you how to do that to turn it from a bland taste into something that tastes really, really good. And then we're going to recycle the leftover juices into a second dish. We'll talk about that then. I got a lot of stuff coming. The CVA cap and ball, we're going to be doing a video coming up on that. We're going to start with the barrel, and I'm going to work through all of the things that's needed to do on the barrel. You're going to be there. We're going to eventually polish it up and blue it, make it good dark bluing. And what else have we got going? There was something else that I was going to be bringing up. It'll come to me later. Sucks getting old. Guys, thank you so much for all the support. I really, really do appreciate. And I know that right now is the beginning of hunting season and the holidays are starting and everything, and it's going to be busy. So if I don't get the chance, let me say now, happy holidays to everybody. Hope you had a great Halloween with the kids. Hope you have a wonderful, safe Thanksgiving. And I hope that the next year is a fantastic year for you. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.